Alright guys, Epic Slayers here, welcome back to a brand new Division video. Tomorrow is the release of the second global event, namely Assault. I thought it would be a good idea to create a build for you guys so that you can use it in the new global event. Based on the active modifiers that will be in the global event, I think this will be a very strong build. So I'll quickly go over the modifiers and then follow up with the build. The modifiers are Assault. This is a global modifier, always active. All damage is increased at close range. So that's important. We don't know exactly what range it will be. I assume it will be within sort of 10 meters, like the responsive talent, but we're not sure at the moment. Crucial Assault, only active in the Assault playlist. All enemy damage is increased at longer range, so no longer will you be able to use your sniper from distance, really, because from what I've heard, if you are at a certain distance and you are using a sniper and you're hit by an enemy, you will get downed straight away unless you've got good health. So that's very important. And lastly, Major Assault, only active in the Assault playlist and only for groups. Agent damage increases when close to team members. Enemy damage increases when apart from team members. So with that one, it is obviously tailored to groups. If you are close to your team, you're going to be doing more damage. If you are not, you are going to be getting hit for more damage by the enemies. So with that in mind, guys, hopefully you do enjoy this build, as I think it will be very strong for this global event. So here's the build that I'm going to be using for the Assault global event. As you'll see here, 3-piece D3 FNC, 1-piece Nomad, 1-piece Tacticians with Ninja Bike. So that's the build that I'm going to be running, and I will go over the build and the weapons in detail with you guys. So the chest piece, I've gone for a Tactician's Authority Vest rolled into electronics. If you look at my stats at the top, I've got firearms at just around 6,000, stamina just under 4,000, and then electronics at almost 5,000. I think that's a pretty good variety. It basically gives me a lot of DPS based on the talents that I've got and the fact that I'm running the shield, but it also means I've got quite a bit of tankiness as well, which is really important with this. So the Tactician's Vest, very important piece here. The only major change I would make to this is one of the major attributes. I'd actually roll away exotic damage resilience for skill haste on this piece. I want to get as much skill haste as possible on this build so that I can get my shield back and my heal back as soon as possible. That way I can increase the survivability of my shield, and hopefully it will never actually be dropped. Of course, health and ammo capacity is sort of best in slot for here, so that's really the piece that I'm running here. Now running on to the D3 FNC mask, running into firearms, again, major attribute, 10% exotic damage resilience and then burn resistance. Exotic damage resilience is quite good to have, but again, I probably wouldn't have it here. I'd probably rather roll skill power here. Crit chance isn't that important on this build because I'm running an SMG and it has native good crit anyway, so I'd probably roll skill power here if I were you guys. Going on to the D3 FNC knee pads, we've got stamina rolled on here, and the reason I've actually got stamina at 3845 is simply down to one of my talents here, and that will be destructive on my tactical org. So as you can see, we've got stamina, we've got crit hit damage, disrupt resistance, shock resistance, and then 15% damage to elites. That damage to elites is very important. 15% is massive. I think what's good about this piece here is the major attribute for crit damage. You can change that up for whatever you want. You could roll health or whatever you really want here. I believe you can roll enemy armor damage as well, but I've gone for crit damage, as I will be getting a lot of crit damage here. In fact, I'd probably change this out for enemy armor damage if I'm being completely honest, guys. So yeah, don't look at what I'm showing you here. Go for enemy armor damage on this piece. You will get more out of it, I am sure of that. Moving on to the Ninja Bike Messenger Bag. Of course, this build wouldn't be made without it. We've got health and ammo capacity. Again, health's not that important on this. Really, you should be probably going for skill power here, and I will be changing this out for skill power. Haven't really came prepared, have I, guys? Absolutely shocking. But yeah, skill power here and then ammo capacity on that particular piece. Run on to the Nomad piece here. I'm just going through the actual stats before we go over the pieces themselves. We've got firearms, SMG damage. I don't know what I said then. SMG damage, Jesus Christ. Skill haste and then critical hit damage. And I think that's sort of best in slot for this piece. And that's really important. Then lastly, the D3 FNC holster. And we've got skill haste. The only thing you might want to change here possibly is you could go for reload speed, as the reload speed on the D3 FNC build is reduced quite dramatically from what I can tell. So having that 20% reload speed on there might be pretty good. So the Tacticians, of course, we are running Ninja Bikes. We are getting the next level of that piece of gear. So we're getting 2-piece Tacticians, giving you 15% skill haste, which is very good. Of course, the D3 FNC build, we're getting 15% protection from elites, 10% damage to elites, and then we're also getting the frontline perk on here. So with the 3-piece set bonus, that's actually 25% damage to elites. And then Nomads. We get 2-piece Nomad, which gives you 15% health on kill. Now, the reason I've chose to have this piece over, say, something different like Striker or whatever you want to put in there, maybe something like Predator for the extra reload speed. The reason I've chose Gloves of Nomad and that 15% health on kill, it's likely that you will lose your shield at some point, and it's nice to know that if you kill an enemy, you are going to be getting 15% of that health back. Now, as my toughness or my health is really low, 15% is quite a significant amount, so that's the reason I've got it on there. And so, yeah, there you go. So that's the actual build itself, in, you know, actually the gear. We'll go over the weapons, and I'll talk to you through those guys. So the Tactical Org A3P, now this is an out-and-out DPS weapon here with these talents. We've got Deadly, we've got Destructive, and we've got Ferocious. We're doing a hell of a lot of damage with this. Of course, when we are popping our shield, we are going to be getting extra damage from that shield buff. We're going to be getting extra damage from Destructive and Ferocious, so it doesn't matter that my firearms are only 6,000, because we're going to be critting often due to the 90% crit chance on here, or overall crit chance actually on this piece is 25%, so we're going to be critting pretty often, and we're going to be doing a lot of extra damage to the NPCs because of Destructive, Ferocious, damage to elites from the D3 F&C, and then damage to elites as well from the knee pad. So yeah, very important weapon here, guys. And modding it wise, you just want to really go for crit damage and crit chance where you can get it, to be completely honest. On the extended mag, looks like one of my mates is online. On my extended mag, we got 120% magazine size, crit damage, rate of fire. We want to be bursting down the enemies as quickly as possible and being as close as possible, of course, with the active modifier. And then for the small grip, we are going for reload speed as the main point here. Of course, we're going for crit damage and stability on there, but reload speed is really important there. Now, you'll probably notice that with my MP7, it's very, very different. I've actually ran skills on this. I've got Dominant, Talented, and Predatory. And what I'd probably do is, if once my tac link comes up, I'd actually swap over to my MP7, and then I'd use my tac link and use these talents in conjunction with that. And that would really help out the build a lot. It extends the tac link. It also brings up the skills for all my other stuff, like my heals and whatnot. So that's really, really good as well. So yeah, there you go, guys. That's really the build. We'll quickly go over the abilities themselves. So of course I'm running the shield. As you can see, my health is at 644,000 on this build. And I'm running Booster Shot. Now, you could run something like, you know, Overdose or whatever you want, really. The reason I've run Booster Shot is simply because it takes less time to actually come up. It gives you that damage resistance. And really, I mean, you could run Overdose to actually increase your health of your actual shield. And to be honest, that might be better. But I think the damage resilience that you receive from this applies to the shield. And I think that's more than what you'd be getting off here. So I think you'd be getting extra, what, 47,000? I think that damage resilience is actually more important. On that note, damage resilience, I will quickly go back to the gear here and just show you the performance mods here, and as well as the electronics mods and whatever we've got on here. So I'm running skill haste on all my mods. I'm running a combination of electronics and firearms. Performance mods wise, I'm running ballistic shield damage resilience on every piece. Now the maximum is 5%. Unfortunately, I've only got one piece here which has 5%. The rest are at 4%, but that's more important than health. You get much better value out of the resilience than you do out of health. And I don't think the damage mods are really that important. I'm going to be doing increased damage when I'm up close anyway. Plus, you know, I've got a strong org with those talents. I don't think I need it, to be completely honest. I'd much rather have that extra resilience and make sure that I'm protected by the shield than doing, you know, damage. I can always find cover at the end of the day if need be. So there you go, guys. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new and you want to see more content. I will be releasing Division content, Destiny 2 content. I've just recently started playing Fortnite Battle Royale, which I'll be uploading more often. So yeah, a lot of new stuff coming to the channel, guys. Thank you for all your support, and until next time, peace.